Hi there, I'm Steve Costello. Many of you know that already. Some of you are new followers, new friends, depending on the platform. You get a label, don't you? A little label. But anyway, welcome. It's good to see you and thank you for following or sending a friend request or whatever you did. It is very much appreciated. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about sleep. I had a good night's sleep last night. It was really cool. But in particular, I'm going to talk about something called sleep maxing. Sleepmaxxing refers to the growing trend of using things like biohack tech and routines, and people are using those things to optimize sleep quality to extremes. It seems to be part of a broader cultural shift towards self-optimization, where every aspect of life, even rest, which is crazy in my opinion, is treated like a performance that needs to be upgraded and constantly upgraded. So, what are the key elements of sleep maxing? Well, there are popular techniques around mouth tapping to ensure or encourage nasal breathing whilst we're asleep, a cold plunge before bed. That gives me the shivers. I don't know about you. There are lots of sleep trackers around. Fitbit is perhaps one of the most well known. There's Whoop, um, Aura Ring. Don't know much about that one. I just read something about it recently. There are binaural beats and pink noise apps. Go on YouTube, have a look. Binaural beats by the million. Some people use magnesium glycinate or glycine or adaptogenic supplements. Others use blue light blockers, blackout curtains. Many people who are involved in this thing called sleep maxing have rigid nighttime routines, often referred to as bedtime stacking. There are some platforms that appear to be driving the trend. TikTok is one of them. YouTube, I just mentioned, that is definitely one of them. If you search hashtag sleepmaxing or hashtag bedtime hack, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then there are wellness influencers talking about sleep and sleep maxing. And of course, there are these people called biohackers. There's nothing wrong with biohackers, but quite often sleep is one of the big things that they spend time talking about. I read something recently as well about Silicon Valley. The productivity culture in Silicon Valley is so great that sleep is a big thing that is being talked about because it's said to help upgrade our performance. It's scary. So, what's some of the simple, keeping it simple, some of the simple psychology behind this? There's a thing around about wellness perfectionism. Yet sleep maxing can reflect anxious striving for control in this sometimes, very often at the moment, uncertain world. People turn to routines and hacks to reduce anxiety. Yet, ironically, this increases pressure around something, sleep, that should be restorative. Sleep maxing also parallels something called orthorexia. Orthorexia is an obsession with clean eating, but in this case, it's applied to sleep and self care. And then there's a fear of falling behind. Unless you optimize, you're underperforming, not just at work, but in life as well. Think about that. It's quite scary. And sleep becomes a productivity tool rather than a biological necessity. And this mindset often stems from a deep or a deeper fear of not being enough. I am not enough. I am enough, actually. So people can feel that they're not enough. And there seems to be as well a dopamine driven identity because some individuals attach identity to how optimized they feel, what supplements they use, how they track their sleep, how early they wake up. It becomes a kind of performative wellness. And the same dopamine feedback loop that fuels fitness apps seems to be now governing rest as well. How do you feel about that? So what's the downside of some of this? Well, it's kind of about when rest becomes work. If we're hyper vigilant about our routines, that can actually worsen insomnia. And tech like sleep trackers, tech like sleep trackers can cause something called orthosomnia. And that's stress-induced poor sleep from obsessing over the data that we collect about our sleep. People often report feeling judged or feeling guilty because they didn't sleep perfectly. And that's even when they feel rested. Crazy. Another downside, and this is one of the big ones for me at least, it can disconnect people from natural cues. Natural cues include things like tiredness, intuition. I feel tired, I'm going to sleep. And instead, what's happening to those natural cues is that they're being replaced with algorithms. My clients often tell me things like, I feel guilty because I don't have a perfect routine. My routine's a bit kind of all over the place. They talk about trying hard to do recovery right, recovery from all kinds of things, but they talk about doing recovery right. And people are frequently drawn to routines that they use as a coping tool. And interestingly, many of those people have a history of people pleasing or external validation. So what do you think about all this stuff? Leave a comment, send a message. I've not left any tools or things that might help in this short message. I usually do. But if you would like to talk about it in more detail, drop me a message, send an email, send a text, whatever you've got to do. Get in touch and we can have a chat. I wish you a wonderful week and stay rested. Try not to use the app. Take care.